Washington, D.C., this is a special edition of Kudlow & Company.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Larry Kudlow. Welcome back to Kudlow & Company. We aim to be right on America, right on business, and right on the money. And yes, we still believe that free market capitalism is the best path to prosperity. On this evening's program, will the Republicans snatch victory from the jaws of defeat with a strong economy, falling gas prices, and President Bush's national security offensive? Joining me this evening, three distinguished professionals. Lanny Davis, former special counsel to President Clinton and author of Scandal, How Gotcha Politics is Destroying America. And Tony Blankley, editorial page editor for the Washington Times and author of The West's Last Chance, now out, by the way, in paperback. And Michael Crowley, senior editor at The New Republic, and Pat Buchanan, former presidential candidate, MSNBC political analyst, and author of State of Emergency, The Third World Invasion and Conquest of America. I believe Pat impeached President Bush again today. We may have more on that, Bolden, later on in the program. I actually want to go to our distinguished Democratic personage, Lanny Davis.
Thank you, Larry.
Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I thought the GOP looked dead. Suddenly, plummeting gas prices, a strong economy, a surprising Bush counteroffensive on national security. What do you take here? John Zogby says this race is totally up for grabs on the generic ballot.
Well, every day that Iraq isn't in the headlines is a better day for President Bush because it's a disaster that he hasn't been able to figure out, at least to the satisfaction of a lot of the American people. But the facts on the ground in Iraq have still led to a lot of discontent in the country and in the local races and the local ad campaigns using President Bush, and fairly or unfairly, and the Iraq war still is the primary choice for Democratic Party candidates.
But, you know, Tony Blankley, we have a chart. I hope it gets up. I'm not sure these things sometimes do, sometimes don't. That shows an inverse correlation between gasoline prices at the pump and President Bush's approval rating. Now, that one actually doesn't really do it justice. It's kind of a pancaked out chart. But definitely, as gas prices go up, Bush's approval goes down. What's happening now is gas prices, in fact, AAA recorded $2.50 nationwide. That's over 50 cents down from just a few weeks ago. So isn't this kind of the sleeper issue? This is the October surprise? This opens the door to the Bush economy and the Bush tax cuts?
I think that the price of gas, which always disproportionately adversely affected the president, is now disproportionately benefiting him. I paid this weekend $1.97
really?
For a gallon of regular in Gainesville, Virginia.
I don't even want to ask where that is, because we'll all go out there after the program.
It's just 40 miles out of Washington.
$1.96?
$1.97. There were lines, by the way, because it was the cheapest gas in the area. So, yeah, I think you can overstate the national issues. I'm still not convinced. I've never been convinced that this election was going to be nationalized. The Democrats have been trying to do it. Bush is countering with some positive national themes himself, but you still have fair evidence that it's, to a substantial extent, a lot of individual races.
Do you think the GOP pick the House? What's your own personal view right now, this evening?
I can't judge it. I think Republicans will either hold it by about 4 or 5 seats or they'll lose it by about 15. I don't think it'll be close. Either the wave will occur and it'll wash over a lot of otherwise safe Republicans, or the wave won't occur. So far, the wave isn't there, but the potential is still, I think, there.
Michael Crowley, I hope you're out there someplace. We've got quite